I'm going to make you host, and you are good to go, Mama.
All righty. Good morning, everybody. This is Mindful Movement with Chris. And what we've done, because of daylight savings time, we decided to ignore it. And we are doing this class now Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And this class is to provide you with certain moves that you can avoid having tight muscles and stiff and achy joints. So we're going to work through this class. You're going to pick out moves that feel really good for your body. You're going to incorporate those into your daily lifestyle. When you get up in the morning, or if you're sitting at your desk and you're getting a little tied up in knots, we're going to show you moves that you can get up and move around. So today, let's focus on the low back, all right? And we'll start with the whole back, because you can't just divide the back into one little piece. But what I want you to do is let's go to hands and knees. All righty. Now, once we're on hands and knees, I want to remind you that we're in tabletop position. And tabletop is, our body is a table. Your back is the tabletop. You want a nice sturdy table. So you want your hands directly under your shoulders. You want your knees directly under your hips. So take a look at your body. Where are you located? Do you have a sturdy table? Now, at this point, we want the table to be flat, right? We want a flat tabletop, but we're going to be rounding that tabletop. So go ahead and just flatten your feet into the floor. And I want you to pull your chin down towards your chest. And as you pull your chin towards your chest, I want you to round your back towards the ceiling. So think of your belly button coming up through your spine and it's pulling up to the ceiling. So pull that belly button up to the ceiling. At this point, your tailbone is slightly tilted down towards the floor, the same direction your head's going. All right, now let's relax the belly and lift our chin and let our head look up as we let our belly just drop. You get to let your belly drop right here. That's probably the only time during the class you're going to let your belly drop, but let it drop. Now, let's do that again. Bring your chin to your chest. Pull your chin into your chest. Round your back up to the ceiling. Pull that navel in up to the ceiling. Pull it up through your spine. Get it up there to the ceiling. And let's lift the chin, drop the belly, and look up and let the belly drop. So if you'll notice, your neck is curved the same way your low back is right now. We always want to make that happen. So I'm looking up, so I've got a curve in my neck, and I've also got my belly dropping down, so I've got a curve in my low back. And then when we round up, chin to chest, the same thing happens. Your low back and your neck are moving in the same direction. So I want you to keep this roundness right here. I want you to keep your navel pulled into your spine as you push your hips back towards your heels. So we're going into a modified child's pose. So push your hips back to your heels, but you're still pulling your navel tight to your spine. You're still rounding your back. Once you're there, bring your elbows to the floor and then let that roundness go. Let your belly flop, lift your chin. Slide your chest up through your hands. All right, let's do that one more time. So you're going to round your back up to the ceiling. Keep that roundness as we sit back in child's pose. Keep that roundness as you send your hips to your heels. And now drop your elbows to the floor. Let your belly relax. Lift your chin. Slide your chest as close as you can to the floor. See how close you can get. Slide it up through in a mini cobra. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, let's flip over on our back. And I forgot to mention this, but if you have a yoga block or a throw pillow, grab that. We're going to want something to put in between our knees. So I'll give you a second to do that. Let's get over on our back. And then once you're here, aren't seated, I want you to take the opportunity to engage these lower abdominals. So what I want you to do is put the yoga block or the pillow between your knees, and we're going to just lower down slowly. So just lower down. Think of your tailbone, then the lower part of your spine, just rounding down into the floor. We're going to create nice big openings, healthy openings in between each vertebrae of our spine. Good job. Good job. All right. Once you're here, we're going to wait for Carla to get settled. All right. So we're on our back and we've got the pillow or the yoga block kind of placed gently between our knees. We're going to engage the lower abdominals some more. We've already sent our navel up to the ceiling. Now we're going to send it down to the floor. And I want you to take your hands and I want you to open them up real wide. And I want you to place your palms on the floor. Just gently, wherever you're comfortable, let your palms land on the floor and keep your fingertips up off the floor. And then I want you to relax your fingertips into the floor. So now your palms are like little suction cups onto the floor. This is going to create some neural engagement that we're going to use for our lower abdominals, which supports our low back. So what I want you to do from here is I want you to tilt your chin towards your chest again, because remember, our neck is going to be moving the same direction our low back is. So we're rounding our neck a little bit to the floor. We're gazing at the top of our knees. And from here, I want you to pull that navel into your spine again. So we're pushing the navel into the floor. It's a subtle move. You're going to feel your pubic bone tilt gently towards your nose. You're not lifting anything up. You're just giving a gentle tilt right through there and engaging that pelvic complex, or that pelvic girdle, I guess we should call it. Now hold this. You've still got your palms gently placed on the floor. There's suction to the floor. You keep holding this. Don't hold your breath. And then release. So we're going to do that again. And the key is to hold this move for 6 seconds and then release it for 6 seconds. So go ahead and lift your hands off the floor. We're going to place our palms on the floor. We're lifting our fingertips up off the floor. We're going to let our fingertips engage into the floor. So you've got a little suction cup with your palm on the floor. You're pushing gently, getting some traction with the floor. You're bringing your neck towards the floor. You're tilting your chin down towards your chest. So you're gazing at the top of your knees. And as you do, I want you to pull your navel into your spine and let your low back round into the floor. And we're holding for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just release and relax. And we're relaxing for 6. We're going to do that again. So what this is doing, it's loosening up your low back, but it's also training your lower abdominal muscles to contract, to move that pubic bone and move that pelvic girdle into the perfect posture. So when you're seated, standing, or laying down, whatever you're doing, your low back's fitting nicely where it should be. So once again, suction cup your palms to the floor. Gaze towards the top of your knees. Pull your navel into your spine and hold. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it. Let it just relax. Everything relaxes and releases on this. We're going to do this just one more time, but each time I want you to do that engagement, okay, into the floor. It's very important. So go ahead, put your palms on the floor, lift your fingers, drop your fingers down, suction cup the floor, gaze at the top of your knee, rounding your neck into the floor. Now pull your navel into the floor, get a nice tilt in that pelvic girdle, and hold for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're going to take this into another move. We're going to use that same pelvic tilt now that you got the hang of it. Now you can do it comfortably and naturally. Excuse me, I've got a morning frog. All right, So what we're going to do is we're going to get into that same position. We're not going to worry about the hands this time. We're going to get into that same position where we're tilting. We're gazing at our knees. We're tilting our pubic bone or our low back into the floor. Once you're there, I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the floor just where you're comfortable. And if you need a little headrest, just go ahead and put one hand or both behind your head, preferably one. And if you can do it like this, it's better. So what we're going to do is we're going to engage those lower abdominals a little bit more. We're going to shorten them. So we're going to bring the rib cage to the top of your hip bones. So we're not lifting up. We're going to glide. We're going to reach for our heels. So you're going to glide that lower rib cage towards your hip bone and come back. And glide. And come back. And glide. So we're shortening the distance between our ribs and our hip bones. We're engaging our obliques. We're engaging all our abdominals. We're gliding. We're shortening them. So let's glide, reaching for our heels, and let's hold that, hold that, hold that. Shorten those muscles, and then let them come back. Shorten those muscles. Shorten them, shorten them, shorten them, and let them come back. And shorten those muscles. And let them come back. Good job, good job. Let's take it down. Let's roll over. We're going to get into a plank position. The plank will be your choice. I like to start with the modified version. So roll over on your stomach. And we're going to do it from our elbows and our knees. And I'm going to talk you through what muscles are working while we're doing this plank, because we're still working on those lower abdominals and low back. So go ahead and get your elbows right under your shoulders. And your palms are on the floor. Now, come back with your knees, and you're right in this plank position. What I don't want to see is your rear end up in the air. So if you want to, start flat on the floor, stretch out your legs, bend your knees here, and then just lift up. So you want a plank. You want a nice flat plank. You don't want the rear up in the air, and you don't want it drooping down, but you want to be right here. Now, here's what I want to tell you about. What we want to do is we don't want to be resting into those elbows. We want to pull our shoulders back. Think of pulling your shoulders back, working your lats that are on that back body, like you're pulling your shoulder blades into your back pocket. All right, now your navel is pulling up to the ceiling this time. Pull it up to the ceiling. But also pull your shoulder blades back. Pull them back. And hold, hold, hold. Hold, hold, and take it down, and just relax. But I want you to think of what your back body's doing, the muscles along your back and your shoulders, while you're in this plank position as well. So let's go back up into it. So we've got our elbows right under our shoulders. We've got our hands flat on the floor. We're going to bend our knees, and we're going to lift up. Now pull your navel into your spine, and then let's work on the top half. What's it doing? Go ahead and pull those shoulders back. Push your hands into the floor. Pull the shoulders back. Pull the shoulders back. We've already engaged our navel up to the ceiling. But think about what the upper body's doing. Your core is everything but your arms, your neck, your head, and your legs. It's everything in the middle, front and back. Hold this and take it down. Good job. Do you feel that? All right. Let's do it one more time now that we've got it. So go ahead and bend your knees. And we're going to rise up on our elbows. We're going to pull our navels into our spine, and we're bringing our shoulders back. Bringing them back. We've got nice strong back. We don't have our hips way up in the air. It's even with our, it's just a plank from our head to our shoulders to our knees. And you're pulling back nice and strong, and take it down. Good job, good job. Let's stay in this position. Let's reach out long. Give those shoulders a break. But what we're going to do is a little opposite arm and leg lift. It's kind of like a superhuman. You're going to gaze down at the floor. You can put your head on the floor if you want, but gaze down towards the floor. I want you to take your right arm and your left leg, and you're reaching them far apart. So we're taking that lat and that back muscle, we're moving it in the opposite direction. We're giving it a reach. And you're strengthening your glute on the left side. So hold that, hold it and reach. Hold it and reach. And take it down. Let's do the other side. So keep that arm where it lands. It might be a little longer than the left arm. Go ahead, lift the left arm off the floor. Lift the right leg off the floor. Once you get your lift, I want you to reach them far apart from each other. Reach, reach, reach. Keep reaching. And go ahead and take it down. Are your hands even? Now we're going to lift both of them. But what I want you to think of is think of having a grate right under your belly button. We do not want to smash that grate. So like we did with the plank, we're pulling our navel up to our spine. So go ahead, pull your navel up to your spine, lift yourself up off that grate, lift your hands off the floor, lift your feet off the floor just slightly. We don't want to stress the low back. It's just got to be a little lift. Pull that navel into the spine. Pull that navel into the spine. Hold it, squeeze those glutes, and lower it down. Just relax. Let's set that up again. So what you want to do when you start this is we want to pull our navel up off the floor. That navel, those muscles on the front side of our spine are supporting our low back. We don't want any low back aches and pains. So pull that navel up off the floor. Lift your hands a little bit off the floor. Lift your feet a little bit off the floor. You don't have to go extremely high. Now reach your feet and legs apart from each other. Get a long reach. Get a nice stretch through there. But you still got that navel pulled up and tight inside you. Pull it up inside you. Lower down, feet in the hands. Good job. Good job. Let's take that up to hands and knees. So go ahead and back into our tabletop position that we're so good at. Our nice strong table. And we're going to work those moves again with the arms and legs extended from a different perspective. You're still engaging your navel into your spine. And what you want to do is, for this move, is you want to pretend like you've got a glass of wine or a glass of tea, whatever your preference is, and it's right here in your low back. We want that nice flat tabletop right now. So focus on not spilling whatever beverage of your choice you have there on your back. So it's real important. You've got your hands right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips. And we're going to take this slowly. So I want you to take your right arm out. Don't forget about your beverage as you extend your left leg back. And you can curl your toes under on your right leg. So you're keeping the back nice and level. We don't want a wobbly table here, but you're pulling that navel into your spine. Pull it into your spine. And you're reaching, reaching, reaching. And then just gently tap the floor with the hand and foot. And lift. Lower. And lift. Keeping the hips level, lower. And lift. One more, lower. And lift. Bring the hand and knee back where we started. Get your table strong. You can come up off your hands if you want to roll your wrist around for a second. We're going to do the other side. So go ahead. I'm going to switch sides here. Go ahead and make your table. All right. My hair's flopping around. Make your table here nice and strong. What do? We pull our navel into our spine. We've got our beverage of choice sitting on that table. Now you're going to take your left arm out and your right leg back. Now, pulling your navel into your spine is what's going to keep that table steady. Pull it in. Reach, reach, reach. Now, take it back. All right, let's do it again. Left arm out, right leg back, nice and steady, nice and control. You have control of all these muscles. Don't forget that. Now we're going to gently tap the arm and the leg, a hand and foot down and up. Down and up. Down. Don't forget your beverage. You don't want to spill a drop. It's a nice big glass of water, Carla, that we're going to drink later. and bring it in. I love you, Carla. Okay, so once we're here, what I want you to do is just round our chin to our chest. Let's go ahead and get out of that flat back one more time. Round our hips back to our heels. Now that we're back there, I want you to take your right elbow and place it between, bend it and place it between your knees. Now take your left hand and put it on the small of your low back. We're going to do a little rotation here. So what I want you to do is think of rotating your right rib cage towards your left leg and open up. Open up. Get a little rotation. See what's going on in the room. Open up. You're using that elbow as a little fulcrum to twist against. And then take it back to here. So what we're doing is we're getting that rotation, not in our low back, but we're getting that rotation through the part of the back where the rib cage lies, the thoracic spine. So once again, open up. So think, put your mind in that rib cage in the front, moving the right ribs towards the left leg. Your shoulder's going to open up. Your left shoulder's going to open up. You're going to see more of the room and take it back. Let's do that one more time. Rotate the rib cage. The head, neck, and shoulders are just following along. Rotate, open, open, open. Get a nice twist through that thoracic spine. And take it back. Okay, let's come up out of that. And go ahead and extend your right leg back. And I want you to lift your right leg up off the floor. Take it across the left leg and place it on the floor. We're going to get another twist. We're twisting in a different way. I want you to take a peek, see where that foot ended up. And from here, I just want you to gently rock back and forth on that ankle. Rock back and forth. And we've got a nice side bend in that left side body and a nice release in the right side body. Okay, let's go back into that child's pose. So go back into your child's pose. I'm going to turn around again so I can see you guys. Go back into the child pose and then take your left elbow between your knees. Take your right hand on the small of your low back. I can't see you. And so now we're opening up the torso. We're moving the left rib cage towards the right leg. And we're opening up, opening up, opening up. Nice. Nice. Open it up, open it up. And then come back to the center. Let's do that again. Think of the rib cage moving the body, not the neck and shoulders. Neck and shoulders just get to go along for the ride. They're very grateful. They don't have to do the work. The rib cage is doing the work. We're back into our torso and our core. This is our core doing the work, guys. Come back. Let's do that one more time. Taking the left rib cage towards the right leg. It's all you need to think about. Everything else will go along with it. They'll go there. And come back to center. Let's go back to tabletop. Get your nice table. And this time I want you to take your left leg straight out behind you. You can have your right toes curled under. You're going to lift that left leg, take it across your right leg, take a peek around your body, find that foot, get a nice little stretch through that left side body and a nice bend in the right side body, and then just rock gently back into that ankle. Give it a nice rock. That feels so good. This is like my favorite morning move. All right, bring it back. Let's get in a seated position. Let's move our shoulders around for a minute. And we will be ready for our day. So go ahead and I want you to put your mind in those shoulder blades, your little angel wings that sit on your back body.
go ahead and lift those shoulder blades up towards your ears. Lift them up. This is the time you get to hike those shoulders up. You get to squeeze them. Throughout the day, they gradually inch their way up there. We want to be mindful of that. So when we have that feeling, we want to push those shoulder blades down into our back body. Push them down like you're pushing them into your back pocket. So if you're sitting at a computer or you're driving or wherever, and you just feel those shoulders kind of creep up to your ears, think of the shoulder blades and push them down into your back pocket, just like we did. Let's go ahead and lift them up again. So throughout the day, they kind of creep up, creep up, creep up, creep up, creep up. That's okay, because we know we're going to push them. We're going to use those muscles. Did you know you have 19 muscles that attach to your shoulder blades? We're going to push those shoulder blades into our back pocket. But when you're at the computer and you feel that, just slide those shoulder blades down into your back pocket. All right, relax for a minute. Now we're going to move the shoulder blades around to the front, and then we're going to squeeze them together. So bring your arms out in front of your shoulders. I want you to push your hands towards the screen. Push them towards the screen. Open up those shoulder blades. Let them come apart. Let them come away from the spine. Let them round around that rib cage. That's where we were working today, guys, in that core, everything inside that rib cage. And then we're going to take our hands, we're going to push our shoulder blades back. We're not thinking of our shoulders, we're thinking of our shoulder blades. Squeeze them back, squeeze them back, squeeze them back. Push them forward, round them apart, and then squeeze them back, squeeze them back, squeeze them back. All right, drop them down, take a big breath up. Nice big breath. Let's do some prayer hands at the top. Bring them down towards your chest. Thank you all for joining me. I hope your body feels loose. You should feel like you've had a massage. Pick some of these moves, put them in your daily routine. Teach your body how to work without being stiff and achy. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Chris, can you make me host before you go? Bye, Carla.
Sure can. Thank you, Carla, for joining. Let's do this.
Oh, you know what?
Who wants to be the host?
Oh, I see it. I got it. I got it right now. I did it.